Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I wanted to do a demo on how to use the Arp Sweep auxiliary scan with Metasploit when you're using the Kali Linux 2022. Now, I have done other videos how to use other Kali tools like Net Discover, okay, Arp Sweep. There are multiple other tools that you can use to do this. But we are gonna stick to Metasploit because Metasploit, as we are learning in other videos, it can be an end-to-end tool that can let you do everything. So in this video, we're gonna learn how to do that. Okay. And so we're gonna go through some basic steps. We're gonna open our Metasploit, okay, in Kali. Then we're gonna search for the module, and it is gonna be the Arp Sweep module. And this is typically this module is part of the auxiliary module in Metasploit. And once this is done, we're going to set up our options for the module, for the tool that we're going to use, that is the Arp Sweep. And once everything is done, we're going to run our module. And at the same time, what we'll do, we're going to look at packet captures. Okay, so we want to understand very deeply what is it this particular tool is going to do. And we're going to use the Wireshark to capture the packet. So let's just get started. So I actually have a bunch of machines. I have a Metasploitable 3, okay, which is a Windows server. I have a Metasploitable 3 for the Linux box as well. Okay, I have some other machines. Okay, so over here in Kali, what I really like you to do, and please follow this. Okay, in this one, I'm logged in as student, but for this tool, when you run it, you may need the root privilege. Okay, so what you need to do is just do sudo and su. If you run this and provide your sudo password, you should become your root. Okay. At this time, what we want to do, we would like to start our Metasploit, and I want to start the Metasploit with this. So we're gonna do sudo. We don't need anymore because we are root. So we're gonna do msfdb. That's gonna pick up uh, the database that we use for the Metasploit. It's gonna set it up, and we're gonna do double n, and then we're gonna do Metasploit up msf console. So remember, Metasploit is not the command. If you want to open up the Metasploit from the command prompt, you have to type msf console. Now I have seen this with so many people that they keep on trying Metasploit and nothing happens. So again, please remember msf console. With that, I can hit enter. So it is confirming my have a database that I have already been using is all good. It's already configured, and it's skipping realization, initialization, and it's here. I always do db/status to make sure my database is connected. This is always a good check. So at this time, I'm just going to clear the screen, and let's just do a search for the ARP, and I'm going to say, hey, search for anything related to ARP in the auxiliary module. And if I hit enter, here are my results. Okay, so these results are by 0, 1, 2, 3. Looks like I got 3 different results. Let's make my screen font size just a little smaller and rerun, so they may appear a little bit more better format. Okay, so in this one, what I have, the first one is like ARP poisoning. This is not what we want to do. The next one is the ARP sweep. This is really what I really want to do. ARP sweep local network discovery. Now, so how do you use this? Okay, since this is the search result number 1, so this is 0, 1, 1, I'm just gonna say use 1. So what you see that now I am inside the scanner discovery ARP suite. That's where you want to be before you do anything. Again, let's just do a clear, go up to the top, and at this time you can do an info. So this is going to give you a good understanding of what this particular tool is going to do is the Arp Sweep local network discovery, and provided by Belch. And then what are the required parameters? So looks like there are threads which already got a default parameter of 1. Timeout, it's also required parameter. Looks like by default it's going to wait for 5 seconds. And our host, this is the target host. Okay, this is what is absolutely required. So I always do like show machine. Okay, so that always tells me, hey, minimum at minimum what we need to do to configure and use this module. Okay, the show missing is telling me, hey, you at least need the R host. So let's just get started with that one. And if I do a if config, I know that this is the ETH0. That's the network I want to scan. I have a whole bunch of other devices connected to the network. Okay, so that network. So when I'm going to set my R host, I'm going to use the 192.168.1.0/24. So that's going to give me all 255 hosts. I'm setting, hey, this is your target, okay, network. So hit enter. So if you see, this network is now configured. Now the thread was only one. We can also increase the thread to be say 50. Okay. And now again, if I do show options, okay, now if you go here, if you see the our host, now it shows properly that we have set the host properly. Threads now has changed from 1 to 50, so things look good. Now we can just say run to start the scanning. But what we'll do, we'll also go back and pick up the Wireshark, because we want to know what happens, what kind of packets do we send. So now I have started the packet capture behind the scene and on the ETH0. Okay, and let's come back over here. In this, I'm just gonna say run. If I say run, it should try to start the attack. And look at what's happening. So it says 1.1 appears to be up and is saying something. 1.2 appears to be up. 1.3 appears to be up. 22 appears to be up. 23 appears to be up. So it's scanning and is doing something to figure out, okay, what are the hosts that are up and running. Okay, now as the scan is going on, let's go over here, let's see what's going on. And over here, if you see, what's going on is my PC, okay, the source one, it is sending ARP packets to pretty much everybody. So if you go to the very top, okay, it probably started with 0. You see the 192.168.1.0, and this one, okay, my computer, this is the Kali machine that is sending the packet to, right? This is sending the packet to who? 192.168.1.0, then 1, then what? Then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and it will go up to 256, okay, or 55, okay. So that is your ARP scan. That is what is going on. Now if somebody has an IP, you will see that guy will respond back. It will respond back to me, say, hey, my MAC address is this, and that's how we know that that particular host is actually up and running. All right, everyone. Another interesting thing I wanted to tell you about this particular packet capture. Typically, when you do Wireshark, you have a source and a destination. Okay, you will typically have the IP addresses, but since this is all ARP, it's a layer 2 protocol mostly, you are going to see that it is going to give you the source MAC address and the destination MAC address. So if I click on any of them, what you're seeing at the bottom, where you're saying this is the MAC address, and the first 3 octets, they are for the manufacturer of the MAC address. Okay, so the 525400 is unique. So that's why here we have something called the name resolution on. So you're seeing the name of the manufacturer of the MAC address to the broadcast address. And if you look at the broadcast address, broadcast MAC address is always going to be FF, 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 right? But you can also look at the IP address. So if I look at any of the packets that sending the ARP request, it is coming from the Kali machine, which is 192.168.1.105, and it is just going to one of the IP addresses in that range. Okay, so only time it's responding back would be like this. So I know that this particular 1.1 IP address is available, right? So when you send the ARP request, it's going to send the reply, hey, I have this. So in this case, what will happen? In this case, it's going to respond, right? It's going to respond. It's going to tell you, hey, I have that IP address. For the rest, it will not. So you'll see only few of them are actually responding back to you. And if you want to change this thing to say, uh, and just look at the MAC address and you don't want to do the name resolution, you can go to view, most likely. Where is my view? View, and then you go to name resolution. You can turn this one off. If you turn this one off, it might be easier for some of you to look at it. So this is definitely your Kali machine's MAC address that we have. Okay, and then this is the broadcast address, and whenever you have a match, you'll be getting the right MAC address. It is responding back to the Kali's MAC address. Okay, so that's how it works. Now let's go back over here and look at that. Your scan has completed. It has scanned 256 hosts, and these are the systems that are up and running in our environment. So again, this really easy to use your Arp Sweep, and it's part of the Metasploit module. So why use some other tool? Just be the master of Metasploit, and you have a lot of power with that tool. Now, since we did that, okay, now what we can do, we can easily run this hosts command. Okay, the host command will automatically pick up all of that and say that, hey, in your system, those are the hosts that are already available. Now you can start using these hosts for your next attack. All right, hopefully that was useful to you. Try it out some of this, and I'm going to give you some of the commands to you, so um, you know what to do. All right, uh, like it if you like the video, and leave your comments if you have any questions or anything like that. Thank you very much. Have a good day.